In 2012, Jonathan Trent gives a TED Talk, Energy from Floating Algae Pods. His vision is pretty inspiring.
So here's what I came up with. Imagine that we build an enclosure where we put it just underwater, and we fill it with wastewater and some form of microalgae that produces oil. And we make it out of some kind of flexible material that moves with waves underwater. And the system that we're going to build, of course, will use solar energy to grow the algae, and they use CO2, which is good, and they produce oxygen as they grow. The algae that grow are in a container that distributes the heat to the surrounding water, and you can harvest them and make biofuels and cosmetics and fertilizer and animal feed. And of course, you'd have to make a large area of this, so you'd have to worry about other stakeholders like fishermen and ships.
So, what is microalgae? Microalgae is a single-celled organism. It has three main components: carbohydrates, proteins, and lipids, or natural oils. Through the process of photosynthesis, microalgae absorbs sunlight and converts it to energy. The energy is stored in the form of oil. Microalgae has a high oil content as well as rapid biomass production. Therefore, it's reasonable to consider microalgae as a primary resource for biofuels. Resources such as vegetable oil and soybeans had been considered for biofuels, but in addition to needing agricultural resources, they could only produce 50 gallons per acre per year, whereas microalgae contributed up to 5,000 gallons per acre per year. Their lab-scale model in San Francisco led to the projection that about 1,280 acres of these Omgea modules would cover less than 1% of the bay, and it would produce around 2,000 gallons per acre per year, over 2 million gallons of fuel, which is about 20% of the diesel required in San Francisco. In 2017, Jonathan Trent was still advocating for his vision.
To a project I call Omgea. This Omgea project is a system of systems approach that takes wastewater and waste CO2 on a floating platform off the coast of coastal cities to grow microalgae on the wastewater. And this platform is also used for solar energy in the form of electricity and heat from solar concentrators. Wave energy can be the basis for producing power, and wind energy also.
It's evident that Trent's proposal should continue to be critiqued and revised. If anything, his work on the Omgea project should be considered a mere starting point.